They were back for vengeance this week. Welcome back, Troglodytes, to your daily dose of guitar information, the Trogly's Guitar Show. Our first one is a rather gorgeous caramel Carina, or perhaps more apropos to call it caramel Carina. But yeah, I like this one. A lot of the custom color Carinas, they just don't make sense to me. The whole reason why you buy the Carina is to see the wood grain. So to finish over it in solid just doesn't make sense, but to add a nice light, subtle burst, that's pretty cool. We've actually seen some vintage Sunburst Vs and Explorers done, and I thought those looked nice as well. But this one has just a little bit of a lighter shade to it, and a bit more of a burst pattern. The golden knobs match really well with our golden hardware and the uncovered but still golden pull-pieced pickups. But it looks like they went really dark on the ambering of the lacquer because that Gibson logo's nearly gone, but matches well with our Kluson style tips. And now the big question, yes, they continued on the pattern on the back, as well as the neck and the headstock. Looks like they might have restamped the serial number, and there's our Gibson MOD Collection decal. Seeing as these are normally 10 grand for a non-custom color, I think they priced that one pretty appropriately. But hey, would you look at that? They decided to do more slime splatter paint. This time they called it neon green slime. They had just done an Access custom in a very similar way. I can't tell if it's lime green over dark green or lime green over black, but either way, that fretboard matches very well, and the cream binding matches with the knobs. Looking at this photo, it appears to be black. But I don't know, do you think they should have did a matching headstock, or is that too much? Maybe it could have been like a yellow splatter? Put a little squid on your truss rod cover or something. But as far as the back, I think that confirms that it's ebony. And then we get the pearloid backplates just for extra fun. But people are digging these. That sold for $3,300. Another one that's gone is the Satin Emerald Isle Margarine. Looks like a TV silver meets a little bit of green, but without the pick guards, just to make this thing look even stranger. Because SGs are not symmetrical, believe it or not, and neither is the bridge. So slants and slight tallerness in this area definitely rings out on a lefty SG. But outside of our truss rod cover, everything's left alone here. Still has its original serial number with Gibson MOD Collection decal, and looks like that finish continues all over the instrument. But now we got dark ruby burst on a 60s standard. Dark is right. Wow, that's kind of hard to see. Let's adjust the contrast a little bit. It's just a really thick dark border over top of a red, but hold the phone, wait a minute, let's zoom in here. I thought there was some funny stuff going on. Painted the binding a golden color. I can appreciate the effort that they at least painted over the fret nib on top of it. Heaven forbid you ever have to refret this guitar, but as it is, before any of that needing to be done, it looks cool, albeit a little sloppy. I'm just not sure if that color actually matches with the top hue or not. Maybe it's something you'd have to appreciate in person. But it doesn't look like they added painted on binding to the headstock though. And the backside appears to be black. But whoa, that's nice. Metallic green Les Paul Access custom. But not just any metallic green, it's still slightly see-through. We have the return of the metallic see-through finishes. I like it. This one's got a lot of ringy wood grain, a little bit of straight. Oh man, that looks like Cthulhu. Like imagine that as a spooky eye, and then this is his, beard / mustache thing. The UFO knobs work pretty well. The chrome hardware is just blinging everything out. Nice dark ebony fretboard. This one would have looked pretty cool with a green Gibson logo and custom emblem. But don't widowify it. Leave the binding shocking. Just color the inlays. But our back appears to be a satin black. And it's DS serial 251. But you know what this really needs? Wooden backplates. Stain them dark like a broken apart ship. But next up, another 60s standard in gloss blue sparkle, offered at $3,200. Well, it's got some interesting stuff going on. So circa 2014 notch speed knobs. You get the red switch tip, which reminds you of like a buckethead Les Paul. But then your neck pickup is a P94, and then you get a regular humbucker in the bridge. It's a very light transparent blue burst, a little bit darker on the edges. Not tons of flame in the top, but enough to say it's there. Our headstock greets you very blankly. And then the back just has a really nice honey natural color with, again, more moto backplates. But we saved a great one for last, deep teal gloss. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a big fan of that. I would personally own this guitar. Does it have a border? Does it not? It's a little bit hard to tell. I don't think so. And if it is, it's just very faint. The rest of it is just such a nice, dark, deep blue ocean color. And the straight-up black hardware and uncovered double ebony bobbin pickups just works incredibly well. They didn't do anything too crazy with your headstock, though. And oh my goodness! I thought that was an access. The stop bar access customs are a thing, and generally they have a more striking modern appearance like that. That certainly threw me off guard to see tuxedo completely on the backside. That one's number 226. But they definitely know what they've got there. They're asking a premium. But next up, we got the EU MOD Collection. I do need to issue a correction from last week. I said there were no crazy good sales. After I recorded it, the EU MOD Collection did get a 30% off sale. At least according to the viewers. I never saw it for myself, but to be honest, I don't really see much that sold even at that. But our new offerings this week include a Marina Blue Flying V. So I wonder if this is one of those old like 2016-ish era half guard ones. Actually, you know what? This is probably an 80s. Yeah, read the title. But it kind of looks like one of those, just modified without the half guard. The dark blues and black work really well, and they're just hammering in on that this week. I was fully expecting to see a matching headstock, but if you do look closely, they have black tuners, but the locking nut and washer are chrome. And the back is completely matching in that nice dark teal. And interestingly enough, they gave it one of the older Gibson USA style cases. And the finish has some blemishes, and here's a couple of candid shots just to show off how blue that thing's actually gonna be. But oh, this is cool. Silver floor. Seems the mod collection guys are getting bored. They're like, okay, well, we've done all this other stuff before. How can we do something different? So last week we had the crazy skull. Now we've just got some flowers on the top. That kind of harkens back to many different models like the ES295 or even those Telecaster Les Paul Customs, but this time painted on rather than pick guards. I don't hate it, but I don't love it enough to buy this particular one, but I would love to see one done up like wallpaper and have it be like a trippy design, put it all over it. But it's something unique for the lefties. No additional flowers up here on the face. You get the natural back and sides with a little bit of a tint. And that's one of the old mod guitars back when they were stamping them instead of decaled. But your eyes are not deceiving you. I was just trying to show you guys the side profile shot, how the ebony tops look really good with the natural backs. But wow, those are some extra jumbo frets they threw on that thing. But now we got a 61 Custom Shop SG Standard reissue in Forest Moss. It's one of those open pore satin finishes. It's green. You get the tortoiseshell pickguard, uncovered pickups. It reminds me of the Gibson SGX in Army Green. And sadly, I just think those ones looked better for quite significantly less. However, at least they gave you the green headstock, very lightly tinted. But you get the continuation of your open pore satin finish on the back too. Then we got not one, but two Epiphones in Suppermint and Violet Vision. You tell me, which is your favorite? This kind of more bluish purple or your army green? I feel like we've seen this enough on semi-hollow guitars, like with Chris Cornell signatures, etc. But that's probably why people buy it. We gotta look at the back before we judge. So it looks like you still have the natural edge on this one, but the back matches the top, and then you get your regular kind of rustic finish back here. Whereas this one, we can't tell the edge color, but it's green on the back, and then you got more of a black neck. But then you also have to look at your tuners. It's the Kluson tips that are ebony versus the cheaper small button ones that this model's mainly known for. I think that seals the deal for me. I would go for this. But it doesn't look like they played with your headstock, but ooh. Does anyone else find that funny? Epiphone, granted, Epiphone USA, but it says Gibson MOD Collection on the back. Oh, and there's our confirmation that the sides are actually kind of a dark red color. But aww, this is one of the older ones. It doesn't have the mod collection. That triple seals the deal for me. But now the Gibson Demo Shop. As of early Friday when I'm recording this, they didn't really have too much going on for them. Just a couple of Explorers with nut jobs, a heavily antiqued 59-335 reissue, with lots of weird chattering going on by your toggle switch, by the F-hole, additional scratches. Must not have been a clean route job. If you don't mind the demo stamping, you could get a Carina Flying V for nearly 20% off, or just straight up 20% off on the Explorer. I feel if you're gonna get one of these, like, generally speaking, these are terrible investments. The base level one. The collector's edition, that's a whole different story. They've just made too many of these things to ever be collectible. However, as a player, they will always fall in that $1.5K range. So if you're gonna get one, buy smart in the beginning and you're gonna be okay. And get the custom colors if you can, or unique wood grain. Like this one, it's got an I formation. I don't know if that's unique enough for you or not. But ooh, 57J200. Has it got anything fancy on the back? I mean, it's okay. I see more wood grain than flamage. And the neck is kinda weak for one of those, but if it sounds great, it sounds great. Then there was another 80s White Explorer. We're going on a little over a year waiting for the restock on these. I'm starting to doubt it's going to happen. Let's check our serial number, see if it's a new batch. Nope, still the original one. Man, when we unboxed that one that I got out of the demo shop, but decided not to review it out of respect to the new guitar dares that wanted a first quality one, and I promised one of them the review piece, I really thought we were maybe a week or two, maybe a month out. I didn't realize it would be this long. But that's going to wrap things up for this week. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you tomorrow on the next one. Take care.